We're on. What's up, guys? Welcome. I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready. Welcome to the Red Room, otherwise known as the EVL Podcast. It's episode 2, week 1. Should probably go on changing that title, unless you're an admin. If you're an admin, you can also change the title. How are you guys doing? I'm freezing my ass off. It is so damn cold. Insane cold snap. I don't even know if Show is having a cold snap as well. No.
Nope. It's
Okay.
it's hot here. It's always hot. I live in, for those of you who don't know, I live in Eastern Africa, which is closer to the equator, and it is constantly the same temperature all year round, the whole year. It's the same temperature.
Yeah, but we're shedding. Me and Jeff get suffer.
Yeah, if you're feeling the brunt of that cold front is not fun. I think overnight, it basically went from like a high of 17 during the day to a high of 7. It was freezing. And the worst part is I would have been fine if it snowed where I live, but it snowed in literally a perfect circle around where I live. So I didn't even get the snow. It was just cold and miserable. So whatever.
Yeah, very, very miserable indeed. There was a weather alert at some point. They did say it was gonna snow, but it never did. Well, it did in some areas, but it didn't here, and that's all that matters to me. I didn't get snow, so I'm angry. It's a damn scam. I hate it. I hate it all. But at least I have this, I guess. We've got a lot of things for today. We're gonna have about a 1.5 hour episode. Let's start by first quickly checking out only YouTube comment. I'm pretty sure it said, "Oh God, the British are coming." Oh yeah, dear God, the British are coming, from @Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry 712 7012. Thank you for your comment. I'm the only British person. In this desk.
We all know what that means. We all know.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
We all know what that means. If you don't know, then you don't know. But if you do, you do.
True.
Right. Okay. Great. So, that was our only comment, I believe. I mean, we can check out Spotify as well. We might as well, right? I mean, definitely.
Spotify has comments.
Yeah, Spotify has comments. I don't know if we have comments. I don't think we do.
That's a new...
You can't even
really on podcast or
yes,
on
podcast.
On music too.
I don't know about on music. If it were on music, it would be like the most toxic place ever.
It would suck.
Can Show and Pastel sign my forehead? I can, absolutely. Any questions you want to ask, guys, during this intro section, do so, because we are going to answer them. I'm going to make these people answer them. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, RSS feed, as well as on Twitch when we are live. If you are watching this pre-recorded, you can check us out on Twitch on twitch.tv/electronicversusleague. We are inching ever so close to the first week of the league season. It may say week 1 over... Let me just make sure I'm pointing at the right thing, because, it's... Yeah, over there. It says week 1. We're getting closer to the actual week 1. You excited? Is this are we EVL? Are we EVL yet?
We are EVL.
Yeah, this is EVL.
Indeed, it is. It was never not EVL. And speaking of, so apparently we've been fixing the website, have we? We've been having a bunch of changes. Obviously, everything administratively. You want to mention some of that to the audience while they get their questions in real quick?
Oh boy, where do I start?
Oh,
okay, so we've obviously been going back and forth with everyone on bug fixes and changes and stuff, which is good because it means that we can actually fix the website. I'm not too worried about the website actually working properly because we are told these things, right? So sometimes the website won't actually display what actually is supposed to happen. or well, rather, what is the case, just let us know, and we'll tell you if it's true, if it's not, whatever, and then we'll fix it. So to go over what has actually changed, we have now added tags to every single person that is on a team. And what that means is every single team has player, captain, manager, coach, or the ability to have player, captain, manager, coach, sub. Um, so the order in which we will actually communicate with players, or with teams rather, manager first. If your team doesn't have a manager, which it should, it will, we'll fix that, because we're going to be making it so that managers can have multiple roles. Then if the manager's not available, then it'll go to the captain or a coach. Sorry, if coach not available, it'll go to captain. Then that's how the communication will sort out. Because some rosters only have 5, and that's fine. But we'll make it so that the communication is super clear and transparent. So we've been having lots of communication about that sort of thing. Furthermore, every single I guess match, right? The match dates are all posted. Every single match has a specific match date that it's recommended that you play the match by, so that you stay on track with the split. That is something that teams should pay attention to. Like I said, recommended, suggested. It's not an utter requirement. It's not going to be super necessary. You have to play by this date. We do understand that sometimes you might have a week where your parents are like, hey, we're going on vacation for a week. And then you kind of have to figure out your life. So we do know that that's the case. We don't want to make it like unreasonable. So in the event that you need to skip a week, then it's fine. But yeah, that's another thing. Team signups and all that stuff with player registrations and adding people to the roster. Once again, 1 roster change per split. No roster changes are happening right now. So whatever roster that you guys applied with is the roster that we're going into it with. You cannot change 2 players out. You can't change 3 players out. We can't do anything like that. You will get a notification from one of our admins saying like, hey, that's not it. You won't be able to do that. Any other changes that we made to the website? I can actually look
So
at the
there was a, I don't know if you mentioned it, but there was a period where the verification would it would trigger something in the emails. Did you mention that?
Oh yeah. I just turned it off.
I
turned it off.
Turn the emails off.
So basically, the bug was so that if you go onto the actual website and you create an account, have it verified via email, the bug was so that you couldn't even click the verification button for some reason, and that has to do, the issue there is with the domain, and setting up the email with the actual domain was causing issues, which is still causing issues. So I just turned it off. If you make an account, you make an account. It is what it is. You don't have to verify it. Just don't make 5 billion accounts, or I might delete one. So, yeah. Oh, also, another update. Our podcast actually appears on the website now. So you can actually go to our website and see our podcast. There's a Spotify embed, and then there's a YouTube embed on the website. So if you don't know how to access our podcast for whatever reason, even though you should, because you're definitely watching every week and paying attention and, reading all the notifications and stuff like that, right? Yeah. In case you don't know how to do that, you can just go to the website, go to the top navigation bar, hover over content. There's blogs, which we do write blogs. And then content is right under that. So, yeah. I think that's it. I'm looking now at the edit changes. I don't see anything new. But yeah, I think that's it.
There we go. All right. He's nodding.
Yeah.
Go, cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
lots of new little spinny fidgety bits for the EVL that you guys can now use. Remember to go on evlza.xyz to check out the website and stuff. Let's go to the last topic of the intro, which is roster changes. Because everyone wants to change their roster, right? I mean, just to vary. You know what? I was gonna use this as a thing to complain, but you can use it as a thing to complain and also kind of just tell people what the rule is, right? Just say it out here. I'll clip it even. I've got my Switch open. I've got 2 monitors now. Like, just say what the rule is. We will clip it and we will post it, and they can refer to that instead of looking at the rule book. Because I don't like reading either.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to keep this nice and short and simple, okay, for everyone. First, I'm going to start with the rule, and then I'm going to complain, okay? So everyone's going to listen to me complain. You're all going to hear me complain, and I don't care, okay? So the rule is no roster changes until the split starts. That includes players being removed or replaced, rather, a player being added to the roster, a player being replaced, so removal and replacement. You can remove whoever the hell you want from your roster. That's fine. That's not my jurisdiction. If you have 5 players on the roster and you remove one, I don't know what to tell you. Probably shouldn't do that because then you won't play in EVL because you only have 5 people or 4 people. So don't do that. But if you have 7 and you remove one, it's fine, no problem. That doesn't count as a roster change. You've just removed a sub or whatever from the roster. It's fine. That includes if you have a manager / coach that wants to play. Managers and coaches are not playing. They are not eligible to play. They are managers and coaches. They are registered as such, and they will be in the roster as such. That is all. That is it. So if you want your coach to be a sub, I recommend you put them in as a sub as opposed to putting them in as a coach. So check that. Let us know if there's a problem, and we'll do our best to fix it. We are very reasonable people, as long as you are cooperative. That is, I'll put that little asterisk there. Hey, as long as you are cooperative, we're very, very reasonable people. My admin talk very nicely about some of you all the time, and very not so nicely about some of you as well all the time. So if you leave a good impression, we do remember that, and we do act favorably to that. But if you're just, for lack of better description, an ass, then we will also remember that. So probably don't do that. Yeah, so that's the rule. Now, to complain, why are we getting messages asking to add people to the roster now, after having informed you that you cannot add people to the roster until the split starts? Why? I'm just curious. I just want to know. I just want to know. Because I feel like if I say, hey, split starts on the 21st of August, that is when you can do your roster changes. It's not going to like somehow magically change, right? I feel like that's kind of reasonable. It's not going to like magically change the rules. And also, I might be friends with some, or friendly with some of you, or friends, even friendly, cordial, whatever. I'm not going to give you preferential treatment because I'm your friend or because I speak to you on a casual basis. No, that's not how things work. You follow the rules because the rules are set for a specific reason. We decided the tiers because of the people that are on the roster. So when you just change the roster, that makes it so that now the tiers are not balanced anymore. We didn't choose based off of name. We didn't choose based off of one player. We chose based off of a whole team. So if you're adding people to the roster, it changes everything. So please, you are not allowed to remove or add people to the roster. My admin have been removing people left and right until I just turned that capability off, because people were just adding random people to the roster without checking with us if that's okay. Yeah. And also stop changing your names, for the love of God, please. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm trying not to crash out too much, but like if I have to triple check someone else's name one more time, I'm going to lose it.
I mean, it's reasonable, right? I mean, it's not much to ask, right? I mean, you look at like sort of CS and like tier 2 and 3, and like, I mean, people even there, they're not necessarily the most cooperative when it comes to like data capture, but like, regardless, there's actual platforms for it to be done, and like, all of these admins are only human, so I mean, you can't be bombarding them with work and kind of messing up the process. I mean, it's also going to be one of those things where, like, later into the EVL, you're probably going to, or I suppose because we are EVL, we're going to have learned from all this and kind of make a whole different process, say, roster lock on this specific date. You know, but like, I'm not saying it's our fault. I'm just saying we're going to have to like consider that in the future. You know, it's weird, but I mean, it's also sort of just something we gotta, I guess, navigate around. So there was the clip. I'll make sure to capture it. You didn't crash out too much, at least.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm a calm guy, but just you guys haven't heard me in private VCs yet. Just wait until I'm in a private VC. That's when I crash out. These two, Pastel and Jeff, have heard me crash the fuck out. Y'all, they've heard me crash out. I crash out. I do crash out. Just not now. I'm in public. I have company over.
One of these days, you're gonna meet up with a business person. We're just gonna have that clip playing while you walk into the boardroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It might happen.
It might happen, and maybe they'll say based. You never know. We've got ourselves past the intro. Let's talk about things. Let's talk about video game. Let's talk about Enterland. We've had a tournament happen sort of in the span of us doing the first episode of the podcast, and it was Enterland and Monarch, who have entered South Africa very recently again, have won a LAN tournament, of which I think had Fear Paradise in it as a notable name. I don't remember the rest of the names. We have it pulled up. I just know it's on the ZA Esports Hub as well. So, yeah. LAN.
If you guys don't use the ZA Esports Hub, you need to, by the way. Just get on it. Get on it and use it. It's a good tool. I think it's a good tool. Made to keep track of what actually goes on in the community. So it's very useful. Players, tournament organizers, admin, etc. Use
it. It's very, very useful sort of in the thing of the fact we don't have we just straight up don't have Wikipedia. Like, we do have Wikipedia, but it often just relies on like one dude in the TO. Metal State never has a Wikipedia for any of their things usually. Like, I mean, they had it for a few things, but you can't really rely on a lot of TOs to have that because they need a person who knows how to do Wikipedia, knows how to go to someone to put in the results and everything, and the data needs to be captured. That Esports Hub makes that very easy. So hopping on is not a bad idea, and that's also a decently made site. So no reason not to. Also, we get to check out the historical results. You know, to look back, sort of, that image of like a guy kind of like stroking the picture frame. That can be you. That can be you. It was 5,000.
I have it pulled up here.
Oh, same.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You go first.
Okay, so Monarch won 2-0 versus Fear Paradise. Playoffs had the Corner Clowns, Fear Paradise, XCDL, and Monarch. And the group stage had two groups, and it had Monarch, XCDL, Perpetual Motion Squad, and Shankies, as well as Fear Paradise, the Corner Clowns, Kirin Army, and the Bora. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's a decent amount of teams for a LAN, but we don't really recognize anyone. I mean, we don't recognize 6 teams out of the 8.
Yeah. I think a lot of the teams were like pug teams, as far as I'm aware.
I mean, pug teams can be really cool. We should see this CS team. It was a youngstar. Okay, I'll get the names just now, but usually it isn't always the worst thing on planet Earth, right? Not much to complain about. But I suppose, like, it just doesn't have that much weighting to me personally. It might be a bit mean, right? But if someone from Monarch would say, you won at LAN, sure, bro, you won. Like, like I'm happy that you got the result you wanted at LAN, but it didn't have the type of competition that wows me and makes me want to go like, okay, well done. It needs to be a bit better if I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say LAN that they are a LAN winner, even if it is factually correct. Especially when you have it sort of ACGL and the AGC. In AGC, that is the actual benchmark. People already, for the AGC complain a lot, saying, "Oh, it's in Cape Town. How is this so fair? I'm supposed to pay all my travel expenses with like 5,000 rand prize money." The reality is, people make their way there if they want to go there. I went to the AGC and I paid my own flight ticket twice to go and lose to Goblin Gang Gaming and Fear Paradise in the Redemption bracket, bro. I'm a bum, but I made it there. You can make it there too if you try. But anyways, besides that, most people do make it there. And I just don't feel like for the Interland, it wasn't big enough for people to justify that. I think that it needs to probably have an asterisk on it. I don't know. Am I being a bit rude? Am I being unfair?
I think it's pretty justified. It's kind of the context of when it comes to, the LAN scenario, when it, especially in a specific land like Enterland, it's definitely not quite as, not to say it's not established, but it's definitely not what you would think of when you think of competitive LAN gaming. And it's more just like a recreational event that has the opportunity to showcase some LAN potential for, different games, different teams, people who want to compete in something. But I think that it is, a good like stepping stone to get people more interested in, the context of LANs, especially when it comes to, potentially looking at something like AGC or any other big events that you can attend for, different relative esports and stuff. So,
So I'm not being unfair. I'm not the worst person in the world. I don't think I'm at all unimpressed with the roster that Monarch landed. Right, I think you both can agree with me that that roster is good. It's, obviously they won the AGC itself with Gingerman and Stale, and the gang, I guess. But I suppose it's just about being under a new name. Once you're under an org, we've often seen. I mean, hey, the whole like Highborn signed, right? A bunch of free agent rosters. We've seen it a lot, right? And into 2025, they signed 2 of them. It doesn't always result in the best thing for this like winning squad that gets it. That's all I'm saying. Hey, listen, I'm just saying it doesn't always end up well. It can sometimes go to absolute shit. That's past 5 minutes. I can say that.
Yeah, the thing is well, 2 things. One is esports players are rather fickle. They're very flip-floppy with how they feel often. And ask me how I know. Sometimes they're like, "Hey, I really want to be on this team. I want to win everything. I want to play. I want to practice 3 hours. 3 hours. That's not even a lot. I want to practice 6 hours a day and then go play ranked for 5 hours a day. And I want to be the best player ever." And then 2 days later, they're like, "Yeah, I'm quitting. Thanks everyone for the opportunity. Appreciate you." Which is why I think a lot of orgs, especially now, are disincentivized to actually invest into, I guess, the scene, right? And that's one of the problems we face. One of the few. We don't have a ton of massive problems. I think we just lack some players. I'm not going to name any names, but some players lack some dedication, I guess, commitment. Sometimes you have to power through the pain, and unfortunately, if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. But you just have to act like you do.
Let's put the effort in.
That's it. Put the effort in.
Yeah.
That's number 2. Is we gotta stop talking about prize pools.
For real.
We're way too fucking behind as a region to talk about prize pools. Way too behind.
There's like, it's weird because so many people get involved for all the passion. All the casters ain't getting paid. You don't see them complaining, right?
I'm not getting paid either.
Yeah, exactly. Shows all getting paid. Admins, hell, the admins, bro. Like, for all they go through, don't get paid. At the end of the day, Tar's making a profitable operation. But also, people are taking time out of their day for free to give you a product that you're receiving for free. You ain't paying entry fees because you complain when you get entry fees. So I don't know. Like, it's one of the reasons why I think an event like Enterland is pretty cool because you do get an entry fee because you have to pay for your land ticket, right? That's why we have things like Epic, Insomnia, sort of in the UK, even sort of Naglands when they have their tournaments. You know, it's naturally that they get that because it's online, because it's esports, because naturally the barrier to entry is lower than anything else. You shouldn't really expect there to be all that much cash flowing in because esports doesn't look the most. I mean, it can be attractive, but it's not exactly as attractive as it seemed in 2018 when people were sort of misrepresenting it. So, definitely.
So, on a business side of things, here's how esports grows. And you can clip this too, because I'm about to drop some fucking gems for the esport Andes who don't know how it works. Okay. Shout out my camera for that. Okay. First of all, esports starts at the grassroots level. Before anything, in a grassroots level, there comes passion and a desire to actually be the best, be proven as the best. A lot of players think they're the best. They don't go prove that they're the best, and so nobody knows them, and they get to brag about being the best, and nobody believes them because they didn't play. Cool. Whatever. Those players are nobodies. Okay. If you think you're the best, if you think you can hang with the big dogs, come prove it. All right. Passion. First of all. Right after that comes a group, a community. Okay. In order to build community, don't be an ass. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a horrible person. Don't be insufferable to be around. Don't have an overly inflated ego. Don't talk bad about people that you will interact with in person. Don't do it. Then you build a community. A good example of that is the Deadlock community in South Africa. That community is extremely positive, extremely forward thinking, very uplifting. People will teach you how to play the game instead of yell at you for not knowing, et cetera, et cetera. That's how you grow. Okay. Next, right after that comes presence. Actually have to continuously show up over and over and over again. You have to show up. If you stop showing up because there's no massive prize pool, you're not winning 20K. If you don't have 20,000 US dollar prize pool, then you're not going to show up. We're not going to get a 20,000 US dollar prize pool if you don't show up. If what it takes for you to show up is a prize pool, then you don't have the passion. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. Being good enough is no longer good enough. Being good at the game is no longer good enough. You actually have to care about it in order to show up. And unfortunately, waiting for a magical prize pool and a sponsor to give you this and give you that, it's just not going to happen. Nowadays, getting a financial sponsor to invest in esports is extremely difficult. And the fact of the matter is that you have to prove that you have what it takes to actually get it there. You have to prove that you have what it takes to actually get picked up, get signed, get a team, get an org, grow an org, invest in the esports, become a tournament organizer, get the prize pools, et cetera, et cetera. If we want to have big prize pools, then we need to have big player turnouts. And in order to get big player turnouts, we have to have people who actually actively engage in playing the game. We could, as a region, we could. The problem is the players get complacent. They get really good at the game. They stop grinding. They get complacent. They don't want to play anymore. They get at the top. Nobody can beat them, so they don't push themselves to a higher metric anymore. They get complacent. They don't play. And then because they don't play, they get bored. They win everything. They get their little 1,000 rand. They get their little 2,000 rand, 3,000 rand, 5,000 rand here and there for their team. Blah blah blah. They get to go buy McDonald's 3 times with the money, and that's it. And then they don't see a reason to play anymore. The problem is if you incentivize people to actually be good at the game, and if those who were up and coming actually put in the work and hours to get good instead of being discouraged by the same people winning over and over again, then we won't have that cycle, that loop of low player turnouts, low prize pools. There are plenty of brands within the region and outside of the region that would be extremely interested in investing in esports if it actually turned out to be something fruitful. Any sponsorship meeting that you have with anyone, with any brand, any person, any investor, etc., is you telling them why you're worth it. And if you're not going to be worth it, then there's no point. If you're not going to be worth it, there's no point. and then they're not going to invest. Then the price was going to stay low. Then players are going to stop playing, and then we lose passion, and then we lose the esport in general. Just the whole game is just chalk now because people don't want to show up. That's it.
Gotta show up. You really do. Yeah. People just don't appreciate some things. Let's complain about the players. It's the EVL podcast. Just hate all the players. We hate them. Let's talk about the questions. Sorry, we're giving you guys enough time for the questions. Let's go through them. Will EVL expand to Dragon City by Misferic? I have 200 hours played in the last 2 weeks, and I'm really ready to show my prowess in the server. Maybe. Not before we expand to Mobile Legends Bang Bang, probably.
Now, I'm curious, how many hours are actually in a week? It's 168 hours. So 200 hours in the past 2 weeks means that you played for over a week straight.
Pretty fire.
That's okay. Okay.
It's called dedication.
Okay. You might be the GOAT. You might actually be the GOAT of Dragon City. That you might actually be the best player to ever touch the game. That
might be the only player to touch the game in the last 3 years.
That too. You might be a 45-year-old mother of 3, actually. That might be you.
Well, great. Great first question. Nikki Silverwolf asks, when does the season kick off and when we will have our first live stream?
Unfortunately, this is another question for me, hey?
Yeah, you just get to talk.
Season kickoff. Yeah, I love talking if you haven't noticed. Season kickoff, 21st August. We will have the first live stream on the 22nd of August. So yeah, we have some admin deliberation to do on who's going to actually play the first match. But yeah, 22nd of August is the plan. If not the first week, because I know it is rather short notice for some of the teams, right? If not the first week, then it'll be the following week on the 29th is when we'll actually have the consistent streams. So yeah.
I mean, this is also for me to answer a little bit. Just to explain to everyone again, because I think I still need to do an explainer video. I'll do it eventually, one day, right? Spotlight is going to select a few matches, one from tier 1, one from tier 2. We're going to do it 5, 8 p.m. and we're just going to do Valorant on the weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be spotlighting, and it will be every week. We won't stream everything. Remember, as a team, if you agree, according to the EVL rules and regulations, you can have your match streamed, but they have to be approved by the EVL, of which I think there will be a process coming out for that. As soon as we figure that out as well, we're just trying to get the logistics of that done. You cannot have if we're spotlighting a stream, then you can't be in the lobby either. We'll probably work in co-streaming and that as well in the future. Although I probably don't want to have co-streaming for now, to be honest, because I think co-streaming and fragmenting the viewers as it stands right now probably won't be the best move for us in the EVL, even though we do like having different personalities.
So to expand on that a little bit too, though, just that singular point too, is because we have had a little bit of contention about that. There's nothing wrong with content creators in our region co-streaming the games. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's actually a really good thing for us. However, if you want growth, we have to prove that there is growth, right? And in order to prove that there is growth, we need the numbers. So it's not just for us to grow, like it's not just for us to feel good about ourselves, right? That's not the case. We could have 20 viewers in the stream. I could care less, to be honest with you. 20 viewers in our stream, 30 in Gabs, 40 in Jeff, and 600 in Tenz's stream watching EVL. That's fine. I don't care, right? That's not my problem, is that we have less than others or we need to have more. The problem is if we're going to display that, right? If we're going to display that on a sponsorship package or a sponsorship deck or whatever, we actually have to show what we pull in. They're not going to care what I don't know, Crumbs_ZA pulls in after watch partying us. They're not going to care, because Crumbs could just decide, I don't really want to stream the games, and then there goes our viewership, right? And they're in sponsors' eyes, right? So it's important for us to make sure that our any of our co-streamed games will have a very set process into applying to be a co-streaming, and then on top of that, it'll only be during the the actual tournament. So not during Spotlight Series. Spotlight Series will be streamed only on our channel.
Damn. Twitch.tv
Yeah,
/
that's
Electronic
it.
versus League.
Yep. On the channel that you're watching on right now. Right?
now.
You were here, right? Audio listeners, you were here, right? Live, right?
Unlike the people on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and probably, I don't know, SoundCloud and the RSS feed. God damn it, guys. Why aren't you here? You hate us. It's fine. Just admit it already.
We know.
We know. We do know. What else? Okay, do we have any other questions? I just want to play Mobile Legends for Crimson, and they immediately cut off. Somebody, I think, sniped Mouse
You
while
got
she was typing that.
sniped. You actually got sniped. You got obliterated. Yo, take your time. You can say it. It's okay.
I actually heard the like pistol like cock behind them because it is so
Windows shattered and everything. Immediately went hands up. You're actually just done.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Okay, don't mess
You want to
with-
play Mobile Legends for Crimson? Yeah, I mean we already have a Mobile Legends team. They are currently ranked number 1 in NA and number 2 in EU and number 3 in APAC. So.
Actually, our Mobile Legends team is ranked number 1, 2, 3, and 4 in South Africa. We actually take on 4 slots because we're that good, obviously.
Because there's only one team.
No, we're sending an Honor of Kings roster to the ENC. Don't you know that show?
Did we qualify?
Yeah, I think. No, I don't know.
What the fuck is Honor of Kings? What is that? Dude, I've heard of all of the esports, even chess. What the fuck is Honor of Kings? Who goes home after a long day of work and thinks, you know what? I'm trying to play some Honor of Kings, bro. Yo, we'll rank you in Honor of Kings, bro. Oh, I'm fucking Knight 3, bro. Like, oh, I'm so tough. I'm Archer 5. Oh my god, you're so cool, bro. Wow. I met all my friends on Honor of Kings. What is that game? I actually have no idea what that is.
Oh, that's so funny.
Is that Clash Royale?
It's a mobile game that's like Mobile Legends, okay?
I'm Orc 6, bro. Oh, you're so tough. Who do you main? I main King Arthur. Oh, wow. You're so tough. I'm actually a Wizard Merlin main. My favorite in-slot weapon is Excalibur. What game is that even? I have no idea. Actually, I'm curious.
I searched it up. It's a MOBA, dude. Every single time I hear a game that has a title like that, I immediately think it's some kind of Civ 7 ass game, and it's just like a city builder, but there's a ranked mode, and it's so like just the concept would be so funny. Just a ranked like Civ game. That would just be so hilarious.
It's the world's most played mobile MOBA. 100 million daily active users. Who is playing Honor of Kings?
Industry plant MOBA game.
A 5v5 map, fight across 3 distinct
It's
lanes
like
to
League.
push me. It's League of Legends.
Yeah, it's League. It's a rip-off
Who
of
the
League.
fuck is playing Honor of Kings instead of League? Just play League.
There's even a mobile version of League. You can just play
Yes.
Wild Rift. I don't know. No, I don't question.
They did a collaboration with Inuyasha? How have I never heard of this game?
they did a collab with
They
Frozen.
did not do a collaboration with JJK?
Dude, I searched it up. Elsa is on the screen with Honor of Kings logo right next to her. What?
Yeah, we're in the wrong industry. We're in the wrong industry.
We,
actually. need to
all
go
of
to Honor
us,
of Kings.
EVL needs to tap
We
into
are
Honor
in
of
the
Kings
wrong-
immediately.
Yo, sign your Honor of Kings roster up, bro. We're actually, it's time. We're ready to go. What is? Yo, okay.
Great. So we fielded rosters in Rocket League, Dota 2, Chess, PUBG Mobile, Valorant, CS2, PUBG Battlegrounds. Sorry, yeah, PUBG Battlegrounds. EAFC, otherwise known as FIFA, R6 Siege, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, and Honor of Kings. There we go. Honor. Did we qualify in the Honor Kings thing?
I'm looking now on the ZA Esports Hub,
Oh yeah, the
and
African qualifier.
we did not qualify.
Wow.
So we
No,
didn't
we're
qualify
screwed.
for Honor of Kings. We didn't qualify for League. We didn't qualify for Rainbow Six Siege or Trackmania. Left to qualify for still is Mobile Legends Bang Bang, which is a hilariously like Japanese Eastern Asian name.
Yeah.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Street Fighter. Fatal Fury. What the fuck is Fatal Fury
It's a fighting
City
game.
of the
It's a fighting game.
Wolves?
It's a fighting game. It's a
Fury
real
is
fighting
actually
game.
good.
It's
Yeah.
a game. Yo, chill.
Yo,
Chill on fight.
I'm
Fatal
not a gamer,
Fury.
bro. I'm not a gamer. Apparently, I'm just not a gamer. I don't know what Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is. My bad. The prize pool is 250K. Surely it's not that big, with the rest of them being over 1 million. Okay,
Well,
whatever.
there's a Fatal Fury for EWC, and they do it like every year. They do this since 2024. Okay, I'm not using the EWC as a benchmark to say what is big or not. Sorry. To be fair,
Yeah, I
that's
was gonna
literally
say
just
that.
that's literally just a glorified cash injection.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
PUBG Mobile is another one.
Ooh.
PUBG Battlegrounds and Apex Legends, we still have to qualify for. We have qualified for Rocket League, for Valorant, for Dota 2, for Esports FC, which is just FIFA, for chess, and for CS2. We have qualified. Shout out Kitsune. If you know, you know.
Phase on. Phase up. I can't even do it properly. Phase up. What's up,
Phase up.
praising? Okay. Cool. Let's go to our next topic. Obviously, if you weren't here last episode, we revealed on live. This is what you get if you are a live viewer of EVL on twitch.tv/Electronic versus League on Wednesdays at 5:30 SAST. 5:30 at this point because we've just been starting at that point every time. We revealed the tiers. You know which tier you'll win. How do we feel about the EVL tiers now that we have some time to digest it? Viewers, I'm asking you to. Because I mean, we kind of I feel like we feel what we feel with the tiers. Tier 1's stacked, right? Tier 1's obviously really, really good. And I'm really happy and excited to see what happens in Tier 1. Tier 2 is definitely going to be competitive in some aspects. Like, for example, obviously, I'm playing Crimson Moon. I don't know if people know this. I do play in that team. There are 2 teams that we have a chance to beat. The rest of them, we're going to struggle. There are going to be cases where some teams are not going to be as competitive and are going to struggle. So it's a good thing in Tier 1 that everyone's going to make playoffs. Unironically, that's one of the observations I've had of the format. I'm quite happy about it. I'm just kind of worried about Tier 2 and some of the, I suppose just pools that we have. It can be a bit difficult. I mean, I can pull it up right now. Tier 2A, we've got Crimson Moon, Disciples, FLXI, Gascom Sports Academy, Sting Comfy, Star Academy, Tung Tung Titans, and 101. Other one, we had Cryonix, CSO Riftguard, Ignira, Nocturne, No Fear, The Ranking, Star Esports, and Unity Esports. And we played versus what is it? I think we played versus Ranking for Project Crimson at some point. I mean, definitely some cases where I don't think it's going to be as competitive, but that's the point of Tier 2, I think, just to develop the region. Not going to be as exciting, probably.
We had applications. So, I mean, hey, these are the teams that applied. If you thought you were better, then you should have applied. That's all I'll say.
True. Do you think you're better than Tung Tung Titans?
I don't
Should
know.
have seen what
You
the
might
name
not
before.
be Tung Tung Tough. You might not. Yeah. You should have seen their name before. Yeah. You should have. Yeah.
Right, we're so cooked. Oh no. Yeah. What was this about? EVL tiers. Yeah. What do you two think about the EVL tiers?
I think it is looking good. I think for all intents and purposes, I think that the way that it's set up is going to give every team an opportunity to do something, regardless of whether that's trying to maintain their position in the, kind of local ecosystem as a powerhouse when it comes to Valorant, or trying to break out and make their own name locally. I think that there is a lot of room for a lot of teams to kind of use EVL as both a testing ground to experiment with the way that they want to develop their team, but also just, the most genuine form of competition locally, especially when it comes to the top level of Valorant that we can produce as a country. So I'm really excited. I think Tier 2 is probably going to be just like more of kind of exhibition for the talent that we have brewing up as time goes on, as we try to figure out who's going to be the next level, the next age of competitive Valorant players locally. And then Tier 1 is just going to be the absolute peak, the highest ordered tier of gameplay. I think that it's going to be very just a high entertainment value across the entire board.
Yeah. I think Tier 1 is very stacked. I'll be honest with you. The whole tier is extremely stacked. Like everyone in that tier could beat everyone at any given moment. Like genuinely. Well, maybe not literally, maybe not in a literal sense, but I think everyone in that tier is at least highly competitive, right? Tier 2 it's hard. It's going to be hard. Some teams it's going to be very hard for. I'll be honest with you. Some teams it's just going to be very rough for. Some teams might not win a single match. And I mean, if you look at Tier 2 in Americas, some teams don't win at all. Even in Tier 1, some teams just don't win. It's going to be hard. Proving that you're the best of the best, it's going to be hard. Now, do I think that should let you be discouraged? No, not at all. If anything, it should motivate you to actually grind and play and get better. But it's going to be hard looking at some of the teams. I mean, my own team, right, Crimson Stars, I think is very solid. My other own team, Crimson Moon, which I am also going to be playing on should we need a sub, they're going to struggle. It's going to be really hard for them. And that's not to say that I don't believe in them or I don't like them or anything like that. I very much do think that they have a lot of chemistry, actually. That roster has some more chemistry than I've seen in any roster that I've actually seen or been a part of. And I think the girls love each other over there. But it's hard. It's gonna be hard. It's just gonna be an uphill battle. And I think it's good for them, actually. I think it's good for them. I don't think they should be taking their losses hard as like, oh, we suck, I should quit. No, it should be like, okay, we do suck. Let's figure out how we can do better. Like, what is our method of getting better? Oh, we're going up against a team that's better than us. Okay, here's how we're going to work them and make them actually make mistakes and work for us, right? We're going up against a team full of aimers. Okay, probably don't aim duel them because we might not win. Let's think, how can we actually become a team? And I think right now our region actually as a whole struggles with that aspect of the game, teamwork, right? I think if we have those tiers set so that we can kind of differentiate between the teams that are good at actually the game and teams that can just shoot individually, then I mean, I think we'll be solid.
Yeah.
So tiers looking good, looking spicy. Tier 1, spicy as hell. Tier 2, it's gonna be rough for some teams. It's gonna be a breeze for others. No Fear is in Tier 2. Unfortunately, they didn't make it into Tier 1 solely because of notoriety. They're not super active in the scene. I think they have the firepower, and I think Tier 2 is gonna be a breeze for them. But
it's sort of reminds
that's
me.
the way the cookie crumbles.
It reminds me of the championship a bit, in football, the EVL Championship. It's lower quality, quote unquote, but you have a lot to get through. Just because you're there and because you're good doesn't mean you are guaranteed to go and just promote to the top division. You've got to put your work in. You've got to be smart about what you're doing. So, I think everyone has the same consensus. Tier 1 stacked. Tier 1 looks great, but Tier 2, don't get discouraged. We'll be seeing how the entertainment looks and wondering how the quality of gameplay is going to be between the two tiers. I wonder if it's going to be really distinguishable. What I'd love to see is sort of just show like a round, without HUD, without anything, without even player names, of Tier 1 gameplay and Tier 2 gameplay. And you have to guess which tier it is. I think that would be lovely to see, just in differentiating the both of them, because you never know. Again, EVL's that sort of, thing, like Show keeps saying, hey, if you're in Tier 1 and you're talking to someone who's in Tier 2, that person can't talk back, can they? Because, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Tier 2.
That's very true. I mean, after the first split of EVO, let it rip. I don't know. Me personally, I know the Invitational, we didn't allow like teabagging and all that stuff, and that was mostly because we had external eyes on us, and I wasn't trying to do all this. In ranked, bro, as long as you're not saying things that are actually like problematic, dude, talk your shit, man. If someone's in Tier 2 and you're on their team and you're in Tier 1, bro. Sports in general, any competition is built on banter, right? Banter is part of it. As long as it remains banter and it's not just full disrespect, then I don't have any problems. But I think dude, we should be looking at some of these players, Tier 2 players starts talking trash to, I don't know, freaking
Tier 1.
Astral.
Yeah.
Hey, man. You might want to pipe down a little bit. You might want to I saw you get slammed last week by, X team in Tier 2. I saw it happen, bro. You might want to chill out.
Casually flashes 15 finals MVPs. Like,
why are you guys looking at my flash? I told you I was flashing. Hey, man. Yeah, I saw you team flash in the game against XYZ too, right?
I ain't relying on you.
Yeah, you should probably tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good benchmark for everyone. I'd like to move on to the next section because reasons. So this section might be titled "Okay, man, what are we doing?" But it's because every team has forgotten how to play Valorant and CS in the last day or so.
Oh my goodness.
We're including a bit of CS because that happened today. I was casting some. It's called Fiesta, the Fiesta series. For whatever, right? It's pretty cool, right? VRS, whatever. I refreshed my HLTV page. It was on the EWC. CS is happening there right now. Team Spirit get beaten by this random 5 pickup who got picked up by an org called GG How. On a 13-10 on Mirage. And on top of that, you look everywhere else. Look at VCT EMEA. I'm not the biggest fan of EMEA personally. I don't know about you guys. I'm sort of someone who is of the opinion that EMEA sucks. And you know what? We might as well be part of the Americas, bro. Like the amount of South African players that go to NA and just get tossed around between all the teams is unreal. But otherwise, I also just don't like EMEA because look at this, bro. Why are we having Giant X be one of the only partner teams beating the challenger teams? Job Life beat Na'Vi. They barely didn't lose to Eternal Fire. Fireflux destroyed Pacific. And then destroy Heretics as well. It was a 3-mapper, sure, but they're one away from playoffs. Enterprise get Fnatic, and they also get Gens. What are we doing, bro? These are legacy orgs. You look at the elimination thing right now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the lower bracket teams are partner teams. 6 of them. And only 2 of them can progress to playoffs, bro. Only 2 of them can progress to playoffs. What are we doing in the EMEA, bro? Is it just the nature of I don't know. I suppose we've had it so isolated between the different tiers that all of a sudden now these partner teams are finding out that they're just trash or whatever. I mean, we've had Ascension teams from the VCT come up and destroy people. Nongxing came in 2024, won Ascension then, won a title in 2026. I don't know, maybe there's a case to be made that tier 1 isn't as good as we expect it to be. Maybe there's not too much of a gap.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, I think there's a lot of pros and cons of franchising. And I think the biggest con is having a lot of it be self-contained, especially when it comes to developing future talents and future teams in regions and stuff, especially when you get to teams that don't really have as much going for them when they make it up Ascension. Like, you look at the Americas, the only real Ascension team that kind of did anything was the God, which then became G2. You look at like MAT, they couldn't get the job done. You look at 2Game, they did something in their first season. You look at like Envy, they looked like they had something and then they lost it all immediately. There's so many different teams that kind of have like something going, and then they hit tier 1, and then this kind of like a self-fueling system completely shuts them out. But then every now and then you have like a couple of examples that completely throw that for a whirl. Like you look at Nongshim in Pacific, and now looking at EMEA, the entire tier 1 scene in EMEA just completely blew up somehow for some reason. And I mean, it's awesome to see. I think it's cool that there are so many teams that are competitive at the top, but it kind of drives the question that, is it worth having everything be so self-contained when something like this can happen, where so many tier 2 teams make it up into tier 1 and then are able to make such a big upset that the majority of the teams going forward in the upper brackets are not partner teams? And it's I personally am excited to see what happens, but at the same time, I think this is putting a lot of teams on fraud watch, especially in EMEA.
Hell, that's such a good way to put it. I love that. It's so funny.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. If I lose to a team called Job Life, I'm quitting the game. If I lose to a team called Enterprise Esports, I'm quitting the game. There is no way a team called Job Life, which is a slur, by the way, this gets to 2-1 my tier 1 roster. It's just not happening. There's no reason why a team called Fire Flux, which sounds like a Pokemon move, is beating a part. There's no way that Gentlemates is currently, as we speak right now, 0-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm sorry. How is this happening? EMEA has always had this problem where they're like, they just suck.
They
like,
do.
They're just bad.
They do.
Like they just have this problem where they're not good. I don't understand how. And the thing is when they win, it's often close. It's never a wash.
Right.
It's often very close when they actually win like international majors or events, right? And the reason I think EMEA is so bad as a region is because, okay, a couple of reasons. There's 3 reasons. Well, I don't know how many reasons. Whatever. One of the reasons. Why are we still trying to play Valorant like it's Counter-Strike? Do we need to run a default every single round? No.
For real?
No, we don't. No, we don't. We do not need to sit outside B main, A main, mid, and other second mid every round. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike. I don't know why I said second mid. That's crazy.
Inferno, dude.
You don't need to be sitting outside of A, B, and C and mid every round until 30 seconds left in hitting. We did nothing. We did nothing that round. We just sat there and looked. We got no information. We pushed nothing. We shot one person who jump spotted in the legs for 3 HP. And then we just bum rush the site and lose. Why? Because we have no information. We've done nothing with our default. Why are we running 17,000 different defaults It does not work. Please, can we stop it? Valorant is no longer a game of hard strat books. It never it isn't. And the reason it isn't is because it's fundamentally a different game than CS. And EU has mastered CS.
Yes.
They've mastered it. There is no other region in the world that can even hold a candle to EU in CS. It's kind of like APAC in League of Legends. Why is an NA team trying to beat or Overwatch? Why is an NA team trying to beat a Chinese team in League of Legends? Just stop. Just quit. Just give up. You're not going to. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. Period.
EU second league as well, though.
Yes, they do. Yes, they also
They
do.
do.
EU they just suck. Okay, sorry.
The Star Spangled Banner.
Explain to me how we're still running this game as if it was CS. It's 2026. The game has been out since 2020. Uno, 2021. Tens on the very first round of the first international event that ever happened during COVID. Ran it down with a frenzy and he got 4. He almost aced. That's not CS. This game is not CS. Stop trying to play the game like CS, please. There's an agent called Neon that can slide across the screen at Mach 2 and full accurately shoot you in the head. This is not CS. I'm sorry, we do not need to be running a default against a character that gets his ult back every other round. Flash, dead, kill 3, they're all blind, you're all dead, run it down. You have a character that flies in the sky and throws knives at pinpoint accuracy at your freaking nostrils. Stop, it's not CS. What are we doing? Oh my god, fraud watch on the whole region. On the whole region.
For real. So real. Like EU are just good at Counter-Strike and that's it. You know, they're not much better. Much else. Even on Rainbow Six Siege, they're not really good at that because guess what? Brazil.
Yeah.
Would we consider
Brazil.
that one?
Yep.
You know what I'm going to consider? Let's talk and do some light predictions before we get into our actual predictions for the end of the episode. We have still the wall to get through, and we'll do that a bit later. But I wanted to talk and focus, instead of on bomb-ass EMEA, we can focus on Americas. Because, you know, why not? I mean, I think it's something we watch anyways, because the nice convenient thing about the Americas is it's kind of up late anyway. So, you know, you're playing Valorant, have that in the background while you queue. Doesn't really matter. We've got the play-ins. Obviously, the play-ins, different format than usual. It's a long season finals all the way to get to the Suhiam Music Hall for the top 4. And we've got our challenger teams coming through. So we talked about the VCL, what was it, LCQ that came through. Obviously, we didn't have Shopify Rebellion in here. And instead, I believe we have 2Game. Yeah, it was 2Game that comes in. So 2Game, their second appearance in the VCT Americas after getting absolutely obliterated in 2025 during the league phase. Probably, I don't know, might be the worst Ascension performance ever, but you know, they made it back. So congrats to them. They'll face Furia. We know that Furia aren't winning that. Oh my god. Okay, you know, I'll open up on this, right? I hate Furia so much. In Valorant. I hate them so much. What they did to that kickoff roster. Unbelievable.
That was one of the funniest moments that has ever come out of NA Valorant since its inception. It is hilarious. They pick up a tier 2 roster to play their first match. They dominate. They bring their actual roster back and they lose for the rest of the stage. It's so bad. It's so bad. What are we doing? And it's so unbelievable because you know that the teams in tier 2 genuinely deserve a chance that some of these tier 1 teams in Americas do not, right? Like looking at the teams that are, you know, left right now in Americas, right? Furia, they are not having a good time. Crew, they are not having a good time either. I want C9 to blow up. I hate C9. C9 is the worst org that Valorant has ever seen. Right, just barely underneath Bleed. Bleed is like right there, the gold standard bad org history of all time. C9. Right there, second place, silver trophy, medal, everything, placard, everything that you need to acknowledge C9 as the second worst team ever in the history of Valorant. It's right there. I don't know.
I could definitely agree with that as well. What about you, Sho? Who do you
TSM was
hate?
pretty bad though. I won't lie. TSM was pretty bad back when they were in. They were actually pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, in 2021 Valorant, TSM was great.
Yeah.
But after they lost, who left first? Was it Hazed? Or no, it was Cutler. They lost Cutler. Cutler quit. He decided to go into coaching. I don't know what he does now. Then Hayes left from TSM to another org. Then Drone quit. He tried to make it by himself. Didn't work out well. And then it was down to Sub-Rosa Wardell. Wardell quit. Sub-Rosa was on hiatus for 10 times. I'm pretty sure he's still on hiatus, signed to TSM. I don't know what's going on. But yeah. So that was a pretty bad order. In terms of who I hate now, Envy fucking sucks. Envy fucking sucks. They terrible.
Do not sleep on the Dallas field.
Oh my gosh. They are horrible. Listen, Envy versus M80, M80 wins.
True. I agree, actually.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in the bracket right now. Envy versus M80. And the thing is who they have listed on VLR, at least on the main roster, is Rossi, Kesnet, Glyph, Demon One, Eggster on Envy.
Nightmare blunt rotation team.
Holy. I like Knights.
What am I looking at?
But that's it.
Knights isn't listed.
He's not listed. Wait, sorry, I wasn't listening,
No.
bro.
Or actually, on the starting 5, he's not listed. He is listed as on the organization. I don't know.
Why? What are we doing? He's like.
But Poppin is still on the team. He's inactive. Ion is still on the team. He's inactive. And the 6 that they have that are active are Rossi, Exter, Knights, Kesnet, Glyph, Demon One. I'll be honest, Demon One is a massive asset to every roster. They should have kept Inspire. Zero reason to drop Inspire. Stunner is a fucking idiot. I don't care. Stunner is dumb. He's dumb. He's stupid. Stunner, if you're watching this, you're dumb. at Crimson underscore, what is it? Crimson underscore show on Twitter. Fight me. That's terrible decision. Terrible decision making to drop Inspire. Inspire and Demon One on a roster is a demon roster. It just is. And including Knights. Oh, sorry, my phone just vibrated. Did he just tweet at me? Anyway, including Knights.
He's in the chat.
Yeah, including Knights on the roster. Yeah, Stunner's in the chat, bro. Yeah, Stunner. I was joking, by the way. I was joking. I was kidding. I'm not standing on business. I'm folding under zero pressure. Listen, that roster is very good. Exter, why is he still here? What is he doing here? This guy is a Yoru one trick, and Yoru got nerfed, and he completely he didn't even shit. He just diarrheaed over the bed. Completely just shit the bed. It's terrible. M80 is gonna beat them. M80 is gonna beat them. Not gonna win.
Yeah, agreed. I mean,
Exter in this roster, what does he even do?
Like for real.
What
does he do? He just co-streams, no? Co-streams.
I don't know. I stopped watching Exter after he stopped playing Yoru.
I mean, like they did to Yoru is pretty
VCT.
unfair. But also, I'm looking at Fluke Show. I'm going to be honest. I don't know the most about Fluke Show. I just know they're from Brazil, right? They've got Tuies.
Okay, that is a player that I do know. I'm
saying they beat Cloud9 just because they got Tuies. And because it's also Cloud9.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. If Fluxo W7M on their roster, they have Tuies, okay? Big name. That's that guy. Okay.
Oh, Avatus. Great.
Zanatsu, Mazin,
I've heard of them.
Viz, and
Jizz.
Paula. Okay, it's JCZ, but it's Jizz in my eyes. If they lose to that team with, first of all, Oxy is so good.
Yeah,
Oxy is incredibly good. Zelsis, you know, he was good at some point. Fireball is pretty good. He's actually showing up to be pretty good. And Vic is decently solid. Okay. I don't know much about Jack, actually. I'm not really sure. If they lose to this Fluxo W7M roster, which is an org that nobody has ever heard of in their lives.
I've heard of W7M.
I actually, the only reason that I know about Fluxo is because they have a really cool set of stickers from all the random CS events that they qualified for. And I bought them for like 4 Rand. They went up in price. They like tripled in price. So, they're winning in my book.
12 Rand.
The 12 Rand. Oh,
I was a market flipper, bro. Let me tell you. Popping those 5 Rand sticker capsules.
Flexo, bro. My bad for messing with the big Flexo. Bro.
You know what pissed me off about Cloud9? When they got no XD off the roster for like, because Vic all of a sudden decided he's done having a vacation. How unfair is that? How unfair is that, bro? He left from QOR. To fill in for 1 match, and then all of a sudden Vic is like, "Okay, my mental health break's done." Okay, great, awesome. And you're telling me Immy just says, "Okay." You're telling me Immy just says, "Fine, okay, welcome back to the roster, man."
No Text had an unbelievable performance too.
Yeah, he played well.
He had a good performance. Yeah.
Did I pronounce it as No Text A? Yeah, I did. Well, okay, we know that Cloud9 are losing, so we're going to say they're down to the low bracket. Okay, let's just say that. What do we think about EG? EG, any? That'll be okay. I mean, they're higher seed, aren't they?
EG is the potential team of NA. Yeah. I think potential man of NA. Because, like, individually, their parts are decent. Superman, Bao, even DJZin, they've had really good individual showings, and I think that across the different teams that they've been on, as individuals, they can definitely do something. I think under EG management, they have been able to show like signs of life, doing good against pretty high tier opponents, and then they go to play the lower end teams in tier 1 NA, and then they get absolutely washed. I just want to see something, because like I think that it's always potential. They have the potential to do something, and then they don't do it. And yeah,
I don't want to see EG beating G2. Because, oh my god, bro, I hate G2 so much. Like, everything aside, I think G2 are like so disappointing. Genuinely. I mean, I'm not going to blame them for like what happened at EWC, because who cares about EWC?
Yeah.
Vacation. Listen, I wouldn't care as much for them, right? G2 have such excellent players, Obviously, Trent is probably my favorite of the roster. I think Trent, if people don't talk about how good he is probably the best mechanical initiator in the Americas, and it's up there in terms of his mechanics in general. He is so darn good, and often his role responsibilities does have to hold him back a little bit. Valorant is probably the best IGL who can speak English in the world, in my opinion. I mean, maybe someone might disagree with me on that, but he's brilliant. And you're telling me, like, you dropped Jonah P at the beginning of the year. I know there's such old news. But you dropped Jonah P at the beginning of the year. Who do you sign? A caster! The last time this guy played, he was on FaZe Clan!
Put some respect on Unk's name. He kind of fried at the start of the stage.
I'll be honest, I'm a Baby believer, bro. I won't lie. I'm actually a Baby believer.
So what's the problem with G2 then?
You guys don't remember FaZe Baby. That shit was different.
I don't think
That
he's
shit was
bad.
different.
I don't think he's bad, but it's just like with all the money that you've got, you sold Monase for $3 million fucking dollars, and you buy Baby Bay on your Valorant roster. What pictures does he have? Like, what did he do? I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of a I think EG has potential to make it. They have Potter as the head coach still, and Potter has been proven to make absolute nobodies into absolute somebodies. She's done it before and made them world champions.
Absolutely.
I very much think it's possible that she converts these people. Now, Superman, who, if you don't know, is actually Shanks's cousin or brother, actually. I don't know. I guess his brother. Yeah, Superman is Shanks' brother. He's been on a number of teams. So has Pancakes. If you don't know, Pancakes was on a team called A Crew back in 2021, and they were a tier 2 team. They actually had a pretty decent showing. Pancakes also had a pretty decent showing. I think the skill has remained. I haven't seen him much. I do know he played on Shopify Black.
Yeah.
And they were
decent.
But
okay. Yeah, they weren't great,
pretty
but
middle of the road.
Yeah.
DGZin has played on Loud. He's been a very good player.
DGZin has been pretty good.
Bao is an up and coming
Yeah.
guy. But he has proved himself. Actually, he has proven himself pretty strongly. Funnily enough. Yeah, I think it's very possible that EG does something this tournament. I don't see them winning. I think that they beat Cloud9 and make it to upper semis. I think they might lose to G2. I see a world in which they lose to G2. I think it's possible that they lose. And then well, they could qualify actually. That kind of depends on if Sentinels decides to actually utilize their fingertips,
Yeah.
or not.
The one thing about G2 is that they always do make it. End of the day. Even as of recent, if they're in a national format, it has not been stellar. So, what I'd say, MIBR qualify, G2 qualify out the upper bracket. Lower bracket, I bet that MAT qualify and Sentinels qualify. So then our playing teams would be MIBR, G2, MAT, and Sentinels. What do you think about that? That's fair?
Yeah. I could get behind that.
Because, I mean, I don't know if I rate EG over Sentinels. And I think, Sentinels can beat Fury. I think Sentinels can beat Crew. I think Sentinels can beat
I would
EG.
love to see M80 make it, to be honest. I would love to see M80 play. I think the org deserves it. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
They
had
really
a really bad tier 2 run. A really, really good tier 2 run, and they lost off of some BS, which was very sad. But I think M80, I would love to see them actually go and play and make it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we've spent a bit too much time on the predictions. All good, because we got the trivia. Let's do trivia, guys. Yes, I'm excited.
Yippee.
We're gonna
/FF.
Great. Okay. Well, he's already given up. Jeff, you've won. So, what is the wall? The wall doesn't exist yet because we don't have enough names, but I'll put it on for next episode. What you see in the background is a texture-ish kind of looking thing. I don't know. It just looks cool. I'm going to put names in the background. If either show Jeff gets more points, they get to choose who in the chat here live on twitch.tv/Electronic vs League on 5:30 p.m. SAST every Wednesday gets to be on the wall forever, immortalized for this season. Last time, Jeff took the W. He named Mouse to be on our wall. And now we've got 3 questions for international, regional, and a tiebreaker question. You guys ready? You guys excited? Is this your favorite section?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So it is a bit nicer in some ways. So I think you'll have a bit of an advantage in our international questions, a little bit. Okay, so let's start off. Question 1 of our international questions. Whoever gets the most points, will progress and get, all-time glory and win forever. Whoever speaks first gets it. Which region has the most international trophies in the VCT all time?
NA.
Yeah.
I'm talking regions in general. Think VCT regions.
NA, right? Or well, Americas.
Correct. Americas.
Yeah, okay.
Well, also referring to it because we have America specific. You are right. I think it is NA. So you are the most correct, but that is a point towards you. Congratulations, show.
Sorry, when I say NA, I mean Americas, but I'm just a
Yeah.
conceited American, so yeah.
What are other countries? Okay. So, second question. Lock-in Sao Paulo saw Loud progress to the grand finals in front of their home crowd. Who did they beat in the semi-finals to get there?
Oh, I do not remember that.
It went to 5 maps.
In semis.
Semi-finals.
5 maps in semis.
Yes.
They did 5 maps. They did 5 maps in semis.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
10 seconds.
Damn.
9.
It's a Pacific
4,
team.
3. Yes. 2.
Is it paper right?
1. We're both wrong. It was DRX. It was
Oh yeah, okay,
a
that does
5
make
map
sense.
series. It was pretty good, 2023 DRX. Remember with RB?
Yeah.
We
With
remember.
RB. Yeah, we were talking
RB.
about him the other day. Yeah.
Soldier.
Okay, let's dedicate our last international question again to another Americas team. Mada Moose Mazinho. One of these players were not in Luminosity Gaming Valorant. Which one?
Mazinho.
Correct! Oh my god, I told you you'd have an advantage in this.
Okay, yeah, that one was easy as fuck. That one's actually easy.
It's obscure if you're not like an actual unk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of an unk, so.
Yeah, this is what your one advantage. Cool.
Yeah, that
So,
guy's Brazilian, so.
out of the international questions, and also this in CS had literally like Cold Zero and then had a full Brazil roster for Luminosity. Now they just have a bunch of bums that don't have Gizmi anymore. Regional questions now. Show leads 2-0 to Jeff. Ethiopia, Nigeria, Mauritius, South Africa. Again, can you tell me which country of those 4 didn't make the top 4 of our qualifier?
Can you read the countries again?
Sure. Ethiopia, Nigeria, Mauritius, South Africa.
Ethiopia.
Correct. Oh my god. You're on fire today, show. Cool.
I watched all the. I was very invested in the NC qualifier.
I made sure to get someone who was top 5-6 to make it, harder. But it's an easy question, so it's all good. You guys, I asked you last time who won the VCT Cup, right? This time, I'm going to ask you if you can name who placed 4th in the Carry First VCT. Sorry, 4th in the VCT Carry First 2023 Cup. Who placed 4th?
4th?
Yes, 4th.
Don't know. That's common.
I'm not even gonna
Wrong.
pretend like I know. That would just be like egregious levels of law, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not about to LARP ZA right now, bro. I have no idea.
Guys, just name a country. Just not name a country. Name a team. You've got 10 seconds.
Tung Tung Titans, the goats.
No, they don't exist. Not formed today.
I'm kidding.
Here.
Wrong. They didn't exist back then, I think. Okay, time's up. It was Omnius Gaming.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Well,
That makes
Go
sense.
ahead.
if you guys thought that was hard, I'm gonna hit you with one that you probably don't know. You might know, but you probably don't. Which two teams were in the final of the 2025 Davidoff Elixir Cup in December?
Highborns, both of them.
Incorrect.
No.
You are half correct.
What? Highborn and Fear. Oh, it was Highborn and Fear. It was Highborn and Fear.
But you are still half correct.
What? No. No, I watched that.
20 seconds.
That's all you, bro. You gotta get this right. You need to get on the board. This is for your person on the wall.
Highborn and was it Gas Cup? No, it wasn't Highborn and Gas Cup.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna get so mad.
It
I'm
was
gonna get really angry.
Pokemon Red Shield and Panda.
No, it's...
Prodigies.
Wait, what? Oh,
It was
yeah.
Pokemon Red Shield and Pandacity Prodigies. Put
In
some
the grand
respect on-
finals.
Yes, in the grand finals. I can give you a clip right now.
Yeah, if I speak.
Put some respect on Productive Panda's name, my friend. Okay, so
I thought it was both Highborns who made it. Who the fuck did Highborn? They lost to Fear then. And they got knocked out by Fear. Pandacity beat Fear.
I think so. I don't remember. And remember, it was in December, so like nobody was playing the game properly.
I watched it. Okay.
You
whatever.
did?
Anyways,
And you still don't remember.
Yeah.
Great.
well, apparently I didn't.
Okay, so Jeff, you have no chance to
Yep.
be in the wall or do the wall thing anymore. But I'll give you a chance to steal it away from Show. Show, if you get this question, you get to win this edition of the wall, and you will be able to name someone on the wall, put them on the plaque forever, and they will be enshrined. Jeff, you can stop it and ruin his dreams and keep your score 1-0 to Show. Cool. Tiebreaker question. Which team made 2 international grand finals in the VCT in 2024 but didn't win a single trophy?
P2.
Not it.
Oh wait, I'm trying. Wait.
Grand finals? Was it Heretics?
Yes, it was Heretic.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh.
I had so much hope for you.
I'm
Nice
a
try.
lopper. It's good.
W Lob. Let's go. 4-0 to Show. He wins this edition of the wall. We have another winner of the wall. I didn't even have to cheat to get someone to win that one. Show, who will be on the wall this time? We had Mouse last time. Who in the chat would you like to add to be immortalized?
I think this person knows who they are.
Oh God.
And I guarantee that this person is in the VC right now, getting really anxious and flustered that I'm going to choose them. But I think this person knows that I'm going to choose them. I have to choose my wife. obviously.
Aww, that's really
I have to.
cute.
My
Okay.
wife and the co-owner of Crimson, by the way. So put some fucking respect on her name,
Mrs.
Shout out.
Crimson.
Mrs. Crimson.
Hell
Bougie.
yeah. Let's go.
Totally bougie.
Okay, I like that. That was really cute. So we'll have Bougie and we'll have Mouse on the wall for episode 3. Cool. Would you guys like those questions? This was kind of an Americas themed international questions section. It was all Americas, you know, because I like the Americas a lot more than I like EMEA.
Yeah.
What can I say? That's my country.
Is it now? Yeah,
No, I
bro,
hate that
you,
country.
I'm
Anyways.
sure you can hot swap between South Africa and like, like just LARP.
No,
Like-
South Africans will not have. They will not have me. Not yet.
Not yet. Well, Bougie, you added to the wall. Our people reach out to your people, and we will ensure that we have your name on there correctly for the next edition of the wall. Okay, the meat and potatoes. We're kind of over our runtime, but it's fine because we're having fun, and then time flies by when you're having fun. EVL starts on the 21st of this month. We are not far away from
Yep.
it. We are. We know which tiers have who, and I'm going to make it real simple for you guys. I'm going to ask you who's winning EVL playoffs for this split. Reminder, the format is top 8, which means every team of tier 1, they just get to play for seeding, go to playoffs, and top 4 of each pool in tier 2. Sorry, I'm looking at your face just to make sure I'm right. Top 4 of each pool of A and B go to playoffs, 16-team playoffs. I think it's double elim. What is it? Is it single elim? Double elim.
Double. Yep.
And winner of that is winner of EVL Split 1. It's combined playoffs. And you can make your way into tier 1 if you make it to the top 8 in the tournament as well. So we'll do that. Winner of Split 1. And I'll hit you guys with other questions later. I'll let you think about one thing at a time. This is a bit more complicated. I'll let you guys do your answers first. I'm going to lore up a little. Chat, also you can say it. Chat, say your answers. Who do you think is winning EVL? Remember, it can be from tier 2, it can be tier 1. It's about split 1. As a reminder, top 4 of each pool in tier 2 makes it to the playoffs. And top 8 of tier 1, so every team of tier 1, have a chance to win the whole damn thing, regardless of what happens in the regular season.
I'll be honest. I think it comes down to Monarch and Goliath again. That's literally what I think is going to happen again. I do look at all the teams, and I do think that there's some killer teams. I think there's a lot of killer teams. I think most of the teams are killer teams in tier 1. I think it comes down to Monarch and Goliath. Once again, to reiterate, Monarch has re-entered into Val, and they picked up the team that won the AGC 2026 LAN, beating Goliath Gaming. And Goliath Gaming is our ENC team, and they have some very, very, very strong players on that roster. I think it's very possible, to be honest, that they make it. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think if the stars align, well, not even I don't think it takes all that, but I think if certain people are in positions that they should be in, then Goliath win. If not, Monarch wins.
Oh, that's spicy. Well, that's actually a spicy thing to say. All right, those who know, know. Jeff, you next. Do you have enough? Do you feel you've got your answer yet?
Yeah. I mean, probably just hopping a little bit on the bandwagon a bit, but I think you would have to be kind of hard pressed to put Goliath out of, at the very least, top 3. And I think that especially when it comes to across, the representation at the ENC, like Sho mentioned, as well as how things went at AGC, I think that there's a very real chance that there is an upset. But I think that given the time to prepare, the availability of a full and set up circuit, and given the resources to kind of make things work with what they have, I think it probably would just end up going the way of Goliath. I think that they've kind of proved that they are essentially the top dog locally, very consistently performing at the absolute peak of local Valorant. And I think that given the fact that they have been doing this for so long, and they have so many well-established players, I think that kind of gives them a little bit of an advantage when it comes to entering into a more concrete circuit. And I would probably just bet the majority of my chips on them when it comes to it. I think that it will be a little bit scary. I think that there is probably going to be upsets here and there, but I think that is just par for the course. But I still would favor Goliath.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty scary, because the scary without scary them. Why? That isn't in tier 1. You were saying?
Oh yeah, we've had some behind the scenes talks about Scarium.
Oh.
And his involvement in EVL. Can't say too much, but I do think he should be in. I do think he should be. He deserves to be in tier 1. Yeah. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Okay. So, hands up. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I think that, we've got a very stacked tier 1. I think tier 1 is going to be very entertaining to watch. It's hard to really just not go and say it's between Monarch and Goliath Gaming. You know, I think Goliath Gaming lacked a certain X factor that I would have liked to see in that grand finals, and it kind of disappointed me a little bit. You know, I think Monarch are a bit better equipped when it comes to that momentum. My question is, if Goliath are sort of maybe a bit more equipped to just analyze everyone, sort of get the prep that they need to put the people in the position to, you know, do the daddy and kill everyone, then I think they could absolutely destroy everyone. I mean, realistically, they've got the best mechanical player in South Africa, in my opinion. A lot of people are going to probably clown on me for saying that, but Astral's, in my opinion, the best when it comes to mechanics. He's so darn good, and I think there shouldn't be a reason why he's not winning titles, right? Obviously, this is an ENC team placed into a club team, and we want to see them do well. But I don't know. I suppose in a way, it really does come down to whether sort of decisions are made for the sake of competitive results instead of, you know, reasons, I suppose. I don't know. We'll dance around a little bit. But I'd go ahead, and if I had to lock in an answer, I'd go just for Monarch, because I don't really believe those decisions are going to be made.
Yeah, fair enough. I think how can I say this? Goliath Gaming have the resources to change what happened at AGC. They have the resources to change it. They have the coaching staff, they have the players, they have the time, energy, probably, hopefully, maybe the financial resources, etc. Whereas Monarch is very new, re-entering back into the scene, and the resources are not as many, I guess.
Yeah.
Not in terms of finances. I don't know what they have going on in the back, so that's not what I'm talking about. But I just mean in terms of who they have as player, coach, manager, etc. on the roster itself. That's my main thing that I'm talking about. For those who don't know right now, as their coach, Monarch is considering Rain, from what I know, and that is a very good player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rain is a very good player, and I think he has a lot to offer when it comes to coaching. He actually was the coach of the team that won the Crimson Clash Invitational at the beginning of this year. Very good player. I think everyone knows that, and everyone respects him as such. And so, you know, they have something in the back end, but then at the same time, right, Goliath Gaming have Falia listed as a coach, who has been around for a while. Has been around for a long time, and yep, I think it's good. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think we're just going to have to see, right? I mean, there's no... We can't necessarily predict exactly what has changed within the rosters rather than sort of, you know, I guess like player-wise. You know, obviously it's going to be a lot of training. The patches have changed game a little bit since that AGC sort of, you know, I forgot the word for it for some reason, since that AGC tournament. So, any last words, Jeff, before we head to the other prediction? I want to do 3 predictions for the season. I think that'll be
yeah,
split,
I mean, I think
split, not season. Split.
Oh, yeah. I think that it is going to be very interesting to see the kind of clash between the, you know, 2 teams that we discussed. Obviously, a lot of what goes into making a split a little bit more entertaining from both like a viewer and a participant perspective is just the amount that you're going to be able to put in, the amounts of time, the readiness, the practice, how much people are willing to commit to getting into as high quality Valorant as possible. And I think if both of these teams are ready to, put everything on the line, then I think that it will be a very close battle. But I think that regardless of who comes out on top, it will probably be some of the best Valorant that we will see in South Africa thus far.
It'll be a giga banger. That's for sure. I like that answer. That it's gonna be good. I'm really excited for the EVL, considering the fact the teams gonna play each other multiple times. If it's a tier 1 rematch, it's a tier 1 rematch. We're getting that matchup in the regular season, my friends. That has to be spotlighted, and you will probably see that twice. Big stuff, obviously.
Yep.
Most likely to be promoted from tier 2, though, is my question. You guys have a list of the tier 2 teams? I'll DM it in the thing just to make sure, because it's quite a few teams. Also, as a question, are we going to have anyone relegated from tier 2? Is there a way to be relegated?
So there is a way to be relegated. Yes. So the bottom 2 teams in each pool will be relegated to open division.
Yeah.
Which means that since there is no open division right now, we'll probably have to take applications again.
Yeah.
For the next season, and everybody else will be thrown into open. Everyone who doesn't get accepted, the 4 teams that don't get accepted into tier 2, go back to open. What I will do is prioritize the relegation over the application. If there's 3 teams that apply, then 1 team will have to sit it out. 1 team will just have to sit it out, and the rest will, 1 team will have to sit, or 1 team will be that was in the previous tier 2 will be able to continue to be in tier 2, and the other will have to sit it out. If there's 15 applications, then I will obviously have to consider all of the applications before I just allow people to be in tier 2. But the bottom 4 teams will be relegated. That's the plan, that's the goal, but we have to see what happens with the applications and stuff.
Yeah, cool. Before we do relegated, let's do most likely to be promoted to tier 1. You have to finish in the top 8 at the playoffs to make it there. I'll tell you my answer. It's No Fear. I think No Fear making it to tier 1. I think it's going to happen. They're really good. They have got really good players. I think they will gain momentum from the beginning of the competition, and I think that momentum is going to be really unstoppable when it comes to the bottom teams of tier 1. It can be really bad, If you are on bad form, that only compounds as you go through the season. And I think that No Fear, if they just get off to sort of, an invincible feeling, might have an invincible season and make it to top 4. You never know. So I definitely place them in that top 8 bracket. I think they are the most likely to be promoted.
No contest there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, easy. So No Fear from everyone will be promoted. I mean, we can talk about other teams that we think have a chance. So this isn't necessarily a prediction. We'll just talk about teams in general. I suppose looking at Unity look a bit decent.
Tung Tung Titans also looks pretty solid.
Yeah, sad to say.
Yeah, Tung Titans looks pretty decent. Also, One Esports looks pretty decent as well.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, I'm the one who has all the info on all the teams because I'm the one that did the deliberation.
But seeded them.
Yep, One looks pretty decent. Disciples, for those of you who don't know, is actually a Kenyan team. They're from Kenya. They might have a hard time. I think that what they lack isn't talent. I think what they lack is experience. That's what I think it is. Also, Nocturne, NCT looked pretty decent as well, from the other pool. Unity, No Fear as well. Not so sure about Star Esports. Not sure. Gascom Academy, not sure. Gascom has some high peaks, but not so high current ranks. Yeah. Oh, and Sin Comfy also looks very good.
Yeah.
For tier 2. So I don't know. There's going to be a very visible disparity, I guess, in the tier in the skill in tier 2. There's going to be a nice little line drawn in each pool. That we'll be able to see teams that are not as good as tier 1 teams, but also not at the same level as the bottom of tier 2. There's going to be a nice clear cut designation there, and so we'll have to see. But I think pool A tier 2, Stin Comfy, 1 Tung Tung Titans, in pool A, and then pool B, Unity, No Fear, Nocturne.
Yeah,
I think are my top 3 in each pool.
Agreed. What about you, Jeff? Is there no end to the LARP?
No, trust me, I can LARP as deep as my pockets are. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, a lot of I mean, the general sentiments is the same. I think there's a lot of just notability for a lot of these teams, and I think that given the rest of the pools, I don't necessarily think that it's like completely black and white, but you can definitely give yourself a very like general understanding of who the favorite teams are for tier 2, and to who the teams that Joe mentioned. I don't think there's any real kind of disagreement to where he places them.
Yeah, he's the man with all the info. I think we both just agree with Show.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of had the same opinion. There are teams that look pretty decent, and we're kind of waiting to see exactly what the cutoff is. Which team makes the cutoff and which doesn't. Top 4 from playoffs gets you into that 16-team bracket. It's going to be brutal. You got to make it. If you don't make it, you don't make it. Obviously, then I'm going to ask both of you. I'll give the answer as well first for this one. Who's likely to be relegated? I'm talking relegated from tier 1 and 2. So I'll say this. In tier 2, my most likely to be relegated, I'm only going to say one team because I'd have to... No. I'd say Duran King. In my opinion, I think Duran King are going to have a hard time. I think it's lovely that they're in the competition. I'm cheering for them. I'm happy for them. But
yes,
I think they're going to struggle. I think it will be a tough time. The rank disparity, to me, is too much to handle. And often... I think that just mechanically being outmatched is a bit discouraging. It might result in worsening the spiraling performances. My recommendation to them is to stay mentally resilient and enjoy it while it comes, because I think I'm really happy that they're getting a chance in tier 2 as well. I think they should have a wonderful time when they get there. From tier 1, who I think is going to be the most likely to be relegated there, it's a bit hard to say, because I think Crimson Star is going to have a hard time, considering the roster's a bit difficult to say. They're having to sort of put together what they can to match and get into the league itself. They've got incredible pieces on there. Jay and Mispheric are mechanically really impressive. And I look at Jay. Jay's performed so well. If you've seen him in the Crimson Clash Invitational, he was hitting things, bro. He looked so good. And I think Crimson Stars, absolutely, they proved that they deserve to be in the top 8. That core players, Jay, Mispheric, and them, they made it into the top 8. Then made it into the top 6. So I don't doubt that they should be in the top 8 and should be in tier 1. I just asked the question, is it too much to handle? Is all this churn too difficult for the organization to keep themselves in tier 1? We're going to have to wait to see it when we get there. Nixa, I think I'd like to give a bit of credit to. Nixa, they made top 3 in season 3, I believe. They did what they needed to do to get high up in the placing. And my only problem with Nixa is that they do get upset very easily. This is a team that, if I were to say they would have faced No Fear, I think No Fear would beat them. I think No Fear would beat them. When they were in, the Crimson Clash Invitational as Click Esports, they were the favourites in their group, and they lost to Pandacity, I believe, and they didn't make it out of that group. They've done better since then, but I wonder whether they've still got that Nico choke factor inside them. You know, I'm a bit worried about that in particular. Otherwise, like the rest of the teams are pretty competitive. You know, Evo are good, Fear are good, and they're always showing up and doing, you know, what they need to do. I never see them really choke and not make top 3. Fear are so consistent. So I had to put it between 2 of them. I guess I'd probably between 3 of them. I'll put it between probably Omnius, Stars, and Nixa. I think there's going to be a tight battle for those 3. I think all of them deserve to be in tier 1. I just don't know who's going to be able to keep their slot, you know?
Yeah, for me, so I guess I'll go in the same order as you. Team I see struggling the most, I have to agree with the ranking. Once again, it's a new organization, so they're going the organization route instead of just a team or clan or whatever route. They're going the full organization route. The reason I know this is because I'm one of the people that helped them get set up. So Sanjid is the owner. He reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, what the fuck do I do?" And I was like, "Okay, cool. So here's the route that I took." I explained to them that my route wasn't like one route fits all, but you know, if you do want to take a step into esports, here's how you can start. And they actually have a content tourney coming up pretty soon. I don't know exactly when it is, but it's pretty soon. I think it's this week actually.
Yeah, this weekend.
So okay, thank you, Jeff. Shout out to them. That is one of the ways in which I told them that they can become a name in the community, and it's working. The next thing I told them was to get active in the tournaments and stuff like that, and they're doing it. Shout out to them for sticking their neck out there and trying their best. I do have some insider info on the team and stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a bit rough for them. Tier 2 competition is not supposed to be seen as significantly worse than tier 1. I'll be honest. It's not supposed to be seen as just way worse than not good at all. No, it's not. Tier 2 is competitive. Tier 2 is hard. It's difficult. And it's supposed to be like that. So D-ranking has their work cut out for them. Yeah. In terms of tier 1, yeah, looking at the teams, I agree that Stars has a lot to prove. They are a very new team. They just got formed, and I have a meeting with them in 40 minutes. They're a new team. They just got formed, got a lot to prove, lots of weight on their backs. We did just pick up some players that are very competitive, have been shown to play at the highest level. So you did mention our core, which is Jay, Mispheric, and Toasty, and very good players.
Yeah.
But we did also pick up Loafer and Prodigy as main players and Cospra as a sub. For those who don't know, the previous Elevate Esports roster, that's the core that we picked up, is Cospra, Prodigy, and Loafer. And I think Loafer, when he's on. Like, he's actually an unbelievably good player. And same with Prodigy. Prodigy is he's like a more level-headed version of Loafer, a more disciplined, like less golden retriever version of Loafer in my opinion. And I think they have a lot to prove, but I genuinely think that they can make it work. I genuinely think that they have a solid chance at being top 4, top 5 in the group. In terms of team that might not make it, I'm looking at 3. My 3 are going to be Evo, Vamos, and Omnius. I think any one of those teams might have a rough go at it. I don't know. Not to. The thing is too is that it's hard to choose. It's really hard to choose.
Yeah, it is.
The reason it's so hard to choose is because it's so damn close. It's just so close. I think it's hard to say, and I think they just have a lot to prove because of how they performed previously.
Yeah.
Do I think that they can make it to top 4, top 5? Absolutely. I think any of these teams can make it to top 4, top 5. Any of them. I think it's just really close, and I have to be biased. So that's my answer.
We need some bias. I mean, I'll be pretty biased. I was being pretty mean to my own org a little bit. Yeah, I think it was fair. I think it was being pretty fair and impartial. Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, as far as tier 2 goes, I think you guys have kind of just said what needs to be said. I think, especially for a team like D-Ranking, being so newly formed and having so many players who are not necessarily the most established when it comes to local competition, or at the very least, shown to have I guess longevity to some extent. I think that they definitely have a lot going for them in terms of how much they want to make something work regardless of the circumstances. Because I think since they were in the Project Crimson, I believe it was the Dusk division, they had been doing quite a lot of scrims. They'd been participating in a lot of different mock tournaments and stuff. And the main reason that I've been kind of following them is because my sister is actually on that roster.
Oh.
Yeah. So I definitely think that as a team, they have quite a lot of passion and drive and motivation, but that can only take you so far when you're facing, very real competition with a lot of experience and people who are
Content titans.
Yeah, exactly. The goats. And it's just going to be a lot of learning experiences. I think that especially for a newer team, trying to get into that kind of dynamic that makes it so both how you play the game and how your team functions as a core remains consistent and able to take you even through wins and losses. That's probably going to be the biggest challenge. And then comes, the actual gap between skill, calling, mechanical, just raw firepower that they can produce. And then I think that kind of also bleeds into the reason why I think both of you could have mentioned Crimson Stars. I think that given the kind of very much recency of getting this roster together, I think that there is a lot of kinks that need to be ironed out. It's definitely going to be difficult, I think, mostly just because of how stacked Tier 1 is. But I personally think that for both teams, and, as far as other teams are concerned, once you kind of get into the groove, because it's not just going to be a short stint, there's going to be a lot of games that have to be played, and a lot of things can happen over the courses of a lot of games, and especially for teams that are going to be, at the end of the day, experimenting to try and find something that works, there is a very real chance that they get something that clicks instantly, and then the next thing you know, they have an advantage over basically everyone else in the pool. But yeah, as far as it goes, I think that there are some teams that are highlighted for those reasons, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I think we got all of our predictions in then. We almost all agreed on Monarch, I think.
Yep.
As winners. We established who we think are going to get promoted, and most of us said No Fear. And in terms of relegation candidates, a lot of us are looking at the ranking in terms of tier 2, as well. And when you look at tier 1, between us, I think all of it was floated was Nixa, Omnius. Make sure, because I remember Show had a slightly different one, which I thought was pretty cool. Included Vamos, as well as Evo. It's going to be very close in tier 1 regardless. So the competition, it's on. It's game on soon. That is going to be it for our podcast. We did it, guys. Let's go. I think
This
great
was
second
longer
edition.
than the last one.
Yeah, it was longer. I've got a CS game to go cast.
Oh boy.
We've got the seeding for the qualifiers soon for VS Gaming Masters.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you guys make sure you check out
I
VS
should
Gaming.
be paying attention to that.
Yeah, because Crimson Stars, not Stars, sorry, Fang, they're in, and
Crimson Fame.
they're doing
Oh.
some of the dirty work for the CES.
Yeah.
Doing it for Synthesis myself. I'm not going to plug. I am going to plug. past flames at the bottom. Show Music, Anal Movement. Go check out their socials. Jeff, great caster. Show, the businessman, does everything Crimson. Jeff also does the business because he also helps with everything when it comes to EVL and graphics. When you saw that thumbnail, that shit was so good. Good stuff from Jeff. Yeah. Any last words? I've got to go to the bathroom, so I'd really like to leave.
Right,
Any last words, guys?
real quick. Thumbnail faces. Yeah, just something. 3, 2, 1. All right, bet. Bang.
Wait, why is
Thanks.
somebody going?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay, wait. No, we need another take. Okay, ready?
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Thumbnail faces. 3, 2, 1.
all
All right.
Okay.
Bang.
Bang.
Cool.
There we go.
we need to do that every single time.
We actually do.
That's so
Okay.
fun, actually. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. EVL starts on the 21st of August, and I will see you next week for our first podcast week with Spotlight upcoming. Get yourselves ready and bootstrapped. It's time to prove whether you've got it or not.
Rest against my